journals. She has presented more than 160 papers in various national and international conferences and delivered more than 600 talks. She has guided students for MSc, MPhil, and PhD in biotechnology and microbiology. She has represented India as a team leader, taking scientific delegation for the Asia Meet at Indonesia, Bali, nominated by DST, Government of India. She had a PhD from University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. Her areas of specialization include biotransformation and probiotics. Her research involves lactic acid bacteria, yeast, and bacillus as probiotic properties, inhibiting harmful diseases and reduce the use of antibiotics, improving health in the society. As CSIR 800 Rural Development Coordinator, she led CSIR, CFTIR for CSIR 800 to give a better quality of life to 800 million people of India through scientific and technological invention. She has been awarded at multiple scientific associations. Some honorable mentions are Scientific Fellow Awards at FAMI, FNABS, FSAB, FISBT. She has been awarded Karamveer Chakra by Rex UN, both bronze and silver. Best Women Scientist, NABS, Women Achiever for International Guild of Women Achievers. Reflections, Excellent Award from Rotary Innovale, Kisan Ratna Puraskar, Abdul Kalam Lifetime Achievement Award, Nari Shakti Award, to name a few. She has been selected as the Best Woman Scientist by National Academy of Biological Sciences. She is the editor of 6 research journals and has authored scientific books on probiotics and utilization of agricultural waste. She has written many book chapters with Marcel Descartes, USA, and Taylor and Francis, UK. Her work has won many Best Paper Awards at the national and international conferences. She has been on the board of many international technical advisory committees at Dubai, Bulgaria, Argentina, and Indonesia. She has been on the national committees of NCRT, of National Science Talent Search, Scientist Selection Boards of UPSC, DST, and DBT, and many international technical committees. She is an executive committee board member of National Academy of Biological Sciences. She has been nominated as an expert committee member on scheme for Young Scientists and Technologists, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. Nominated as a member of National Experts Advisory Committee, NEAC, from Government of India, Ministry of Science and Technology, for evaluating and monitoring various programs involving children. Children Science Congress, Innovative Research and Outreach. She is in the Committee of Strategic Development Interventions in Karnataka towards Sustainable Development Goals. She has been honored as Shero by Biostandards and Online Science Magazine and is on their editorial board. She is editor of 6 international journals and reviewer of 15 journals. She is also involved in the upliftment of rural education of Karnataka through Pratham, in teachers training workshops and in translating course material to be made into short videos to make science easy and fun for the children. For 35 years, Dr. Renu has been leading innovations and change in organizations. Her programs and interviews are telecasted on Doordarshan's DD Science. Currently, she is a science communicator, reviewer, author, visiting professor in many universities and colleges as a national expert advisor in the Ministry of Science and Technology. She takes training sessions for sustainable developmental goals in Karnataka. Her commitment to work can be seen as she was taken as project advisor by CFTRI even after her retirement. She has been serving the society by her work. She served as the secretary of CSIR, Pensioners Welfare Association, Mysuru Center. She is a philanthropist and has been running Menno Fellowships and national level competitions for poor meritorious students. Constructed prefixed auto stand in Mysuru at Harding Circle for public use. She has donated a serum analyzer for rapid detection of HIV to Asha Kirana Hospital at Mysuru. Thank you.
Most honorable personality of tonight, Dr. Renu Agarwal, to step upon and speak a few words.
A very good evening to Secretary Sir, Madam Revati, parents, and my dear children. First of all, I would like to thank Madam Revati for inviting me for today's function. It gives me indeed a great pleasure to come to your school and meet you youngsters who are the future of tomorrow of our country. I'm sure all children dream for a lovely future, isn't it? I remember a quote by Sri Abdul Kalam ji, who said, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping, but it is something that does not allow you to sleep." I'm sure that all the children will agree with me that if they want a great future, they need to work hard. I will tell you a story of a balloon seller. There was a fun fair, and in that fun fair, there was a balloon seller who was selling different colors of balloons. There was red balloon and orange balloon and blue balloon and green balloon and so many. And the children were very excited. As they were buying the balloons and they used to leave it, it used to go up in the sky. And children were having fun. One child who had some anxiety, he went to the balloon seller and he asked the balloon seller, "Uncle, if I have a black balloon, will it also fly?" Then he said, "Son, it is not the color of the balloon which takes it up, but it is what is inside it. That is the hydrogen gas which takes it up." So it is our self-motivation. The moral of the story is our self-motivation or our attitude. See, teachers can teach you, but your self-motivation, your attitude, and working hard are the keys to success and climb the ladder. We sometimes feel in life that when we are working so hard, still we are not getting the output. But some children, they get it more. You know, I have a story about it. There is a story of an axe and a woodcutter. There was an industry which was making furniture. And this furniture they used to make with wooden logs. So one employee was there who was for almost 10 years. And the output of the logs was very low. So the employer thought that now I have to get another employee. So what he does, he gets another employee. And this employee is able to cut many logs in a day. So the earlier employee, and he gets promotion also within a year. So the older employee feels, how is that this fellow is able to do much more work than me? I am more experienced, but why am I not able to do? So one day he thinks that, okay, today I will go during the lunch time and I will ask this fellow, how is he able to cut so many logs? So lunchtime he goes there and he asks, "Brother, how is it that you are able to cut so many logs in a day? Where I am not able to do?" Then he says, "Brother, during the lunch time, just after having my lunch, I sharpen my axe. I don't sleep. I don't take a nap." The moral of the story is, You have to work hard. And when it is so sharp, he is able to cut so many logs. So when the teacher gives you homework, it is not that you're obliging the teacher or you're obliging the parents. You're sharpening your own brain. If we sharpen our own brain, keep working hard repeatedly, definitely we are going to be successful in life. So it is very important to be successful, that it can be on anybody. It is not only students, it can be a teacher, it can be a parent, it can be a salesman, it can be an employee. Anybody who has to reach up or has to get success must work hard. All you young children are very fortunate to be in this great institution which gives you the right values and education. Education is an important ingredient which gives a very happy, successful, and a constructive life. It is the good education during the childhood which inculcates the habits for a lifetime, as these are the formative years. Nelson Mandela had well said, education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world. Sometimes in life, we get scared with our setbacks, or sometimes we have seen in schools or colleges that some bigger people, or the hefty bigger boys or girls, they bully or they harass. Even in other professions of life, we feel like that. But what happens, I will tell you a small story about it, the story of the David and the Goliath. Maybe some of you may be knowing about it. So there what happens, in the village, there was one giant boy, and that boy was harassing and bullying the small children. These children were very scared, and they used to do whatever this boy used to say. So one day from another village, one shepherd boy comes, and then he tells the children that you should stand up for this injustice. They said, no, we are very scared, because he's a very big boy, and he is from a political background and things like that, and so we cannot stand against this. Then he says, yes, he is too big to be missed. So that is the confidence he gives them, and ultimately that boy vanishes, So this is what, is our confidence in ourselves. If we have confidence in ourselves, many big hurdles we can cross. So that is what is very, very important, our confidence and our attitude, which determines how we look at our setbacks in life. It is our perception which can change the world and our future. People with positive attitude have a personality trait, which I'm sure you all will like to have it in your future. So these are people who are caring, who are confident, who are patient, and also very humble. They don't expect from others, but they expect from themselves more in their lives. I believe that education is complete only when it provides an all-round development in a child, enhancing the mental, the moral, and spiritual development. It is the moral education which influences the social thinking and to distinguish between right and wrong. It teaches diversity, tolerance, honesty, responsibility, and mutual respect for each other. I'm sure you will all agree that Vidya Vikyas institution is doing wonders in the field of education. Education helps us in providing knowledge, skill, and shapes us the person for the youth. It helps in getting us jobs and brings in rationality. It is the environment in which one is brought up, which has a great influence on the behavior, on the attitude, on the action, on the belief, values, and ethics. And development is also very important. It helps us to experience the wonders of life. It provides courage, ability for perseverance, and the ability to overcome hurdles in life. Social development is another aspect which plays a very vital role during the formative years. It brings about team spirit, develops good interpersonal skills, enhances positivity with people of all ages. Extracurricular activities and working with NGOs or societal-oriented projects help a lot to move in the right direction with a mind to serve. Family to nuclear family system, a lot of competition, expectation from the parents, and lot more. This has brought many challenges in the younger minds. The negative impact of media, misuse of information technology, globalization are some of the areas that are putting immense pressure on children, on families, and also on the schools. All this is leading to distortion of values. This has to be relooked and re-understood. Firstly, it is the parents who play a very major role, and then the teachers to provide happy, successful adults to the society. This could be done only if we encourage cultural traditions that are embedded in arts, in crafts, languages, literature, theater, song, music, dance, sport, science and technology, and also travel. With successful life, I wish that each child in 2020, you young and bright minds bring many more laurels to your school. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your thought-provoking address set a perfect platform for our school. Thank you very much. Now I request our secretary to give the token of appreciation and honor our chief guest of today's event. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to call upon our respected principal, Dr. B. Revati, the sculptor